Episode 101 of the Wilderness Podcast is brought to you by all of our Patreon supporters. Support the show at patreon.com/thewildernesspodcast. Our Patreon supporter of the week is Antoine. We are also brought to you by Audible. Try out a free month of Audible and get a free audiobook at audibletrial/wild. Welcome to episode 101 of the Wilderness Podcast. I'm your host, Dilz, and with me is Deagin.
Hey, how's it going?
This week, we are going to be talking about the date. The date has finally been released for the long-awaited mobile client. But on top of that, we got the new quest, continuing this troll quest series, and a little bit of Deadman mode talk. We really just see what the armors are going to look like. The Vesta, Stadius, Morgan's, Magic one. What's that one called?
I think Morgan is... Wait.
No, Morgan's range.
Vesta, Stadius, Morgan...
It doesn't matter. We're going to get into it later. But in more exciting news, finally, a world first. Somebody finally solos Theater of Blood.
It was me.
Dun, dun, dun. A user on the subreddit makes a pretty detailed post comparing the teleports from 2007 with the teleports of today. Somebody hacks a JMod's account. And from the new rewards from the new quest, of course, comes a few bugs. But before we get into all that fun stuff, Deagin, how was your week?
Pass. No, okay, so...
I was like, I can't, do we do that?
I'm trying to think. All right, so real life, work, I guess. Nothing special. I don't know. They call me in a lot, change my hours around, which is something I'm not used to, because, like, if you're ever in construction, it's typically consistent hours, like, in terms of, you show up at this time, leave at this time. Sometimes you go weekends. If it's raining, depending on what's going on, you don't go to work.
What I had to deal with a lot was Thursday afternoon, they'd come up and say, hey, we need you to work Saturday. But if you said, no, I can't, I'm busy, they'd normally just sigh and walk away. You're usually okay. But this grocery store job, it's an interesting one. The owner of the store came up to us because we're all newbies. He came up to us when we were doing some cashier training, and he said, just to let you guys know, since you're on probation, you guys are basically working on call. When I call you in, it's mandatory for you to come to work, which is a new one. You hear about, paramedics being on call.
Mm-hmm. Firefighters,
that's a classic.
Mm-hmm.
I guess grocery store clerks. That's thrown in there too.
Grocery store trainees.
It's trainees, yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, I don't worry. I'll stop complaining after it like this. No more complaints.
About work, at least, right?
Oh, no, I'll always complain about RuneScape. Which leads me into... All I've really played is RuneScape. I played a little bit of Slay the Spire, but honestly, I play that game so much, I, don't enjoy it anymore.
Burnt out?
It's like the same shit.
You go from burnout from one game to another.
What I do, if I have, Cannibal Slayer task, just something that's, kind of AFK, I load up Slay the Spire, and it's just, a card game that you play, but, I don't know. It's so boring. You use, you got the same cards against, the same guys, and it's pretty boring. And then, but no one cares about how boring a boring game is. RuneScape related, I did Slayer, like I was just talking about. I'm 200k from 99 Magic, so I'm holding off on that. Grinding 99 Prayer right now.
Are you training Magic, or are you just getting it passively?
I guess passively, I do it through Slayer.
Yeah.
Yeah, so right now I have a Smoke Devil task, so I'll barrage that, and then I'll be some decent experience. But yeah, as of right now, I'm grinding Prayer. Hopefully by the time you guys hear this, I'll have 99. I have a little bit under 11k bones left, and I'm done. So I'm pretty close to that.
What level you at?
I think 95 or 96. I don't remember.
Shit. What kind of bones?
Dragon.
Dragon, okay.
Yeah.
Seems like the go-to.
I do Dragon or Wyverns, whatever's cheaper. They give the same experience, so I check whatever will save me the most money. Well, what I did, when I bought 99 Prayer, I feel like I mention this every week. Hey guys, I'm 99 Prayer Bank, by the way.
Flexing.
Yeah. What I do is I needed I don't know, 30k bones, let's say, I don't know. And then I put in buys for 15k Wyvern and Dragons at I lowballed it. I bought most of it between 225 and 250 each. I would change the price depending on how fast or slow they were buying. And then I would also sell some and buy. Like I was kind of flipping the bones around, trying to make as much money as possible while banking it. It turns like I bought like a shit ton of wyvern bones for like $230 each, and I sold a bunch, and then bought dragon bones at $250 each. And I sold them at like $280. But you know what I mean? So you can make some money. You still lose a shit ton because it's prayer. All I have is D bones right now. I finished up using my wyverns. Oh, and there's something I was going to mention on. Oh yeah, I made a 4 mil flip actually.
From one item?
Yep.
What item?
A pot? No. AGS. So it dropped down to like 16 mil. I guess maybe a month or so ago, and I talked about how I wanted to get into PKing, and I just never did. I went and bought like 10 sets of everything that I would need, and then I bought an AGS as well. And I was going to PK till I either won, lost the AGS, or lost all the sets. But like it's so like I can't like I would go on PK, and I think I did a count when I sold everything off, and I was up 4 Mystic sets. I guess I did a good job PKing.
If you're profiting, I'd say that's a good job, right?
Yeah. Didn't get smited. Anyway, so I bought that at like 16 mil, just a bit under 16 mil, and I sold it for 20 mil. Because eventually I stopped PKing, and like a week goes by or 2 weeks, and I'm like, I'll throw it for 20 mil, and I completely forgot about it. I wanted to go do some more flips when I went to go like start the prayer grind this week, and I like hit collect all, and I just saw like 20 mil in my bags, and I'm like, oh, cool, sweet, sold, wow, okay.
Money, money, money.
So yeah, that's pretty much it. Nothing too spectacular, I guess. I'm 1 prayer level from 126 combat.
Shit, what level did you get your 126 at?
I don't know if you want to look me up on RuneLight, whatever my next prayer level is, though.
96. You said it was 95, right?
I don't remember the exact number because I've just been like watching Netflix and doing prayer and shit. Like when I get off work or on my day off. I'm not like one taking or anything. Just can't be bothered.
So you are
banned. What? No, I'm kidding.
97 prayer?
Okay. Cool.
I mean, 95 to 97, that's a big difference. But so you need 98 prayer to level up your combat?
Mm-hmm. Go for, I think I'm at 125.85 or something. So I'm pretty much, next level. I'm set. And I don't know if I want to get 99 prayer and magic at the same time.
And sold heads?
Yeah, I was thinking that. It'd be kind of cool, but
I don't think it'd be that cool.
Yeah, so I guess right now my goals are finish magic, do prayer, and then I might just skill a bunch, and then I think I'm at 97 Slayer right now, and I might just do the remainder of it all through as much bossing as possible. Like, even if it's Calphite Queen, because, I got Desert Elites done this week.
Oh yeah, you're working on that last week. What was the kill count?
184 for the head.
So that's pretty good. It's 128, right?
128, yeah.
Yeah, that's not bad.
I mean, it's not the best. It's not bad, though. I got it done, so that's nice. But yeah, so I got some things to figure out what my next goals are. I got boss-related PVM.
What got you playing RuneScape again? Like, you started getting burnt out, you're playing World of Warcraft. You kind of went MIA on RuneScape for a solid month, right?
Boredom, and I can't really play anything.
You're cornered into playing RuneScape.
Yeah, so I'm on my laptop still. I have to go down to my old apartment and get all my shit from my PC, hopefully. I don't really know where the cords are, but I'm hoping they're there. I probably would have just I would have 100% of Monster Hunter World at this point, I think.
True.
Because I've been really hankering to play my guy. Yeah, I just didn't really have much to do, so I just jumped in RS, did some Slayer, kind of got bored of that. You know what? I'm never motivated to do prayers, so I guess I'll get that done.
Using the Gilded Altar, it's pretty AFK, right?
Oh yeah, it's super. It's really expensive, but
it's fast experience.
Yeah. I don't know if anyone cares, but I did Sarah with the guy on her CC.
Okay.
And we've talked about it before, like killing Ziliana. There's typically you can use a Verax method where you and your group of people wear Verax and you guys just whack them and run away when she focuses you, or you run around in a circle and you just kill Ziliana. But what we did was another method, which I actually think was really cool. I would have never thought of it. He was the one that suggested it. So normally in a 2-man, I just say let's run around in circles and kite Ziliana. But he suggested we have we take turns. So one person runs around and kites Ziliana, the other person stands in the middle and just kills the range and mage minion. And you take turns doing that. So one, you get even kill count, which is that's pretty nice.
Why does that matter?
Well, pet. So
okay.
If I were to go with someone and I have way better gear, then I'm probably gonna steal all the kills.
Right.
Which It's not a big deal. We're splitting, right? But, I'm getting way better chance of the pet. But it makes it more fair. You take way less damage. Like, if you do it correctly, you don't take any damage.
So wait, the trick with Zilliana is after she does 3 hits on somebody, she changes her target, right?
No.
No?
No. So the way Zilliana works is, there has to be a time period of, like, in between each ticks, but it's whoever's attacking her, she'll kind of attack.
So if one guy's kiting, and then the other person's attacking her, why doesn't she just turn on the person who's attacking her?
We only have one person attacking her.
But wouldn't she just right away go for that person then?
So what happens is we have one person standing at the wall, one person standing where you normally start when you start kiting her.
Yeah.
And one person hits her, and the other person attacks 2 minions. And so the minions and
Right.
Zilliana attack the person that's hitting Zilliana. And you have one person that, like, kills the minions and just chills and waits to kill them again.
The person kiting is you're shooting, running, shooting, running.
Yeah, you're attacking Zilliana and you're running around.
Okay.
So the kills per hour is less, but it's way easier. It's way more chill. You're there for, like, a longer time, like your trips. You get more kills per trip. I don't know. It was just interesting. Like, I never really thought about doing strats like that. You can do something similar with bandos if you're pet hunting. You guys go in full max mage, and you have ice barrages, and you guys, one person barrages the minion, one person barrages Grador, and then you guys have protect range, and you kite around like Zilliana, but you spam magic. And so one person makes sure the minion's frozen, and then you guys switch each turn. But I thought it was worth bringing up. I thought it was pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's an interesting tactic.
Anyways, what did you do this week?
My week. Well, school finally started, so now I'm in my radio broadcasting class. That's been pretty fun. I've only had 1 week of classes, but so far everything we're learning, and it looks like we're going to be learning, is going to be just super interesting because a lot of it can relate directly to this podcast for the most part. But it's just it's a cool class. I went to school before right out of high school, and I took police foundations, and there was some pretty cool classes, but there was a lot of, God save me, I fucking hated those classes. So we have the Canadian Criminal Code, which I'm sure every country has their own criminal code, obviously. And it's like a thick text. It's like a Bible. It's like 4 Bibles put together. And it is the most dull reading book there is. Obviously, right? It's all lawyer talk.
Mm-hmm.
But it was super complicated just to read through it, that we had a class that was all about how to read through the criminal code. So that is as interesting as it sounds. It was brutal.
Yeah.
There was a bunch of classes like that where police foundations had some cool stuff, like the forensic stuff I really enjoyed, but then you'd go to the law part of it, and it's just all of this lawyer talk, and it is just, oh my God. I don't know how people can go through with being a lawyer, because that's like years and years and years of schooling.
Yeah. In my architecture class, we had a building code class, which was similar. We had like a big ass binder of like the Canadian building code, which is like super extensive, and then there's like, we're gonna talk about doors today, and you open it up, and it's like, these doors are like this size, but in these buildings they can be this size. The vestibule needs to be at least this big to be considered a vestibule, and you're just like,
tomorrow's class is insulation.
And then you have materials where you have literally like 3 weeks of like you have 3 hours of class once a week, but like 4 of those are dedicated to wood.
Wood's fun.
This is how these types of trees are cut, and we cut them like this because of this. So then when you're building these types of things, you want this type of wood. There's always that shit with those classes.
Yeah. So far I haven't had that with my course. I'm sure there will be. But a lot of it's just pretty interesting. Even the more dull classes are kind of interesting. And one of the cool things is that in my college, they basically have recording studios where technically we could go rent out, it's free, but book a room. And we could record our podcast on like super high tech equipment.
But can we vape in there?
Oh,
Pass.
fuck. I mean, how could they know? Unless there's fire alarms.
Yeah, put a sock on it.
Just pull it out. That's what I did in this house. We'd have no fire alarms installed because they just go off every time you vape near it.
Yeah.
Okay, this is off topic, but when I was living those Airbnbs back in like a year ago, you guys will remember that saga of the Airbnb adventures. But there was this one house we stayed at for like a week. It was a nice place, but I vaped so much in it, and we were in the basement of the person's house.
Seeping into the vents.
I was kind of worried of stuff like that. Because I remember I'd go outside maybe to grab food or something. I'd come back. It's like nighttime. But the TV would be on and you would just see a fog in the whole basement from the vape. Because there's nowhere to go, right? And I was worried that it would kind of crawl up the stairs and they'd be sitting in their living room or something and just seeing like smoke coming underneath the door.
You gotta like hit it and like blow it into their vents. So like they're watching TV and just next is like the smoke machine just clouds coming up.
But with this house here and having such sensitive fire alarms, I was thinking back, imagine if their fire alarms were as sensitive. Shit, that would be... I mean, would they care? I don't know.
Okay, these alarms are ridiculous. One goes off and they all go off in the whole house. And it's like, bam, bam, bam. Fire, fire. There's like a voice being like, fire. It's like Kevin from The Office. Fire, fire. It's just like
yeah, and there's a strobe light that goes off, and it's so bright that when you're fanning it, you're gonna get those sunspots, you know?
So like what would happen if you have epilepsy is that you'd be warned that your house is burning down and you go straight into a seizure.
Yeah.
Like...
Yeah, that's weird. You know what the fire alarm should do? They should go, fire, fire, warning, seizure alert.
Yeah. 5, 4, 3, 2.
So the person's just panicking, 1, about the fire, and 2, they're about to have a seizure any minute now. But anyways, yeah, school's been pretty good. Since it's radio broadcasting, everyone has to talk in their radio voice. Does anyone have a question? Yeah, teacher, I have a question. What time is class tomorrow? No, that actually doesn't happen at all.
Do you have did you have to do like icebreakers or anything like that?
Yeah.
You know how they have like if you have to like write a piece of paper like getting to know your student, and it's like I wonder how many people put like Howard Stern or like their radio nickname that they want. Where it's like your name, what do you like to be called as? Dilz. Hey Dilz.
Is there a DJ Dylan D? I guess if you don't live in Ontario, you won't understand that joke. There's a pretty popular DJ for a radio station who goes by the name DJ Danny D.
Yeah.
That wasn't very funny. I'm not going to do well in this business.
It's okay. What about you? Do you gotta like have like your nickname as like Dilz and then parentheses Wilderness Podcast.
Dilz RS.
Hey Dilz from the Wilderness RS podcast. Dilz.
Or just the Wilderness Podcast. All right, is John here? Here. Jerry B here. The Wilderness Podcast. Yep, right here. Anyways, moving on from that. Video game related, nothing. I've been playing Stardew a lot because it's been a pretty chill game. Since with school and work, it's been a lot to kind of take on all at once. And I gotta get used to this schedule. So been a little tired. I haven't really felt like doing anything too intense on RuneScape. Every now and then I will, obviously, but I've just been wood cutting and playing Stardew and then watching Trailer Park Boys because all of those Trailer Park Boy memes on the subreddit got me itching to start that series over again. And I haven't watched the Netflix ones yet, so I figured I'd start it over, get to the Netflix, I'll try them out. But yeah, I got Monster Hunter when you were talking about it. I haven't really played it though. Like I go through these weird phases where I want to play some couch sitting game. I'll get it for the console. I'll play it for like a week and I'll enjoy it. And then I'm just back. I'm just feeling RuneScape grinding. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I don't know what it is.
Yeah. What's your wood cutting level at?
94. Yeah.
Nice.
No, we're 95.
Nice. I think are you passing me?
No, you're 96.
All right. I gotta keep on that. I'm gonna go 2 ticks, some teaks or something.
Passed you on the Slayer grind though.
We go 2 ticks, some smoke devils. Gotta stay on top.
And then some fletching. I'm 95 fletching as well. Or 94. Whatever my wood cutting is, my fletching is the same level. So
nice.
Keep that in mind there.
Are you fletching the logs you cut?
No, I just do magic logs and I've been stringing them if I'm on mobile or something. Because it's just easier and it's not as AFK. So if I'm on the computer, I kind of want to AFK, play some Stardew, watch some TV. Anyways, none of this is that interesting. Did a little bit of Zulrah because why not? I'm on that money grind. Vorkath I get very bored of, so I tried some Zulrah, and I do have a lot more fun doing Zulrah. I don't know what it is, but it's just more fun to do. I think maybe it just involves a little bit more thinking. I don't know what it is.
Is that like you're actively playing it a lot more? Like Vorkath, you just kind of like sit there and you're like, okay.
But then you look at Sire, Abyssal Sire, where you're actively playing it. I get burnt out so fast with that boss.
I feel like honestly kills per hour is a big thing too, because Sire, you're like doing it on task, and you're like, that was a 3-minute kill, and I got 200 more to go.
Yeah, maybe.
That's what always did it for me. It was like the kills like the time in between is like, it's just so slow. It's why I hate doing like the grotesque guardians, is that it's so fucking slow.
I like the grotesque guardians. I don't know why, but I do.
I just hate how the fastest method is to use your Slayer ring, teleport, quickly run up, do it, use your crystal like halberd specs, kill them, loot, go to POH.
Oh, I don't do that.
Yeah, that's the fastest method though.
I find just straight up fighting them every time. But then again, I bring a Sarah Godsword.
Yeah.
But I just fight them as many times as I can. Maybe that's what makes it more fun too, because you're walking out with like a full inventory of loot.
And you're less like running and having to like quickly like run to your pool, teleport back, like go. Fuck, I need an Eternal Slayer ring. Fuck, this is
that does exist. So I did some of those bosses. I'm trying to think what else. We had that event on Saturday. I'll talk about more of it during our little community things after the news, but that was a pretty great turnout actually, and we did some PKing afterwards, and yeah, that was a lot of fun too. And well, I mean, I was getting a lot of the kills because I had my AGS.
Nice.
But that thing fucking smacks.
Oh yeah,
that thing hits hard. I love it. I don't love the fear of losing it when a team shows up. I didn't lose it, but the possibility is always there. That was basically it. Yeah, nothing more really interesting to talk about. I mean, there probably is. I might have missed it. I don't know if this is interesting, but I thought it was. Watching it was, at least. When I was doing some fletching in the Edgeville Bank, I saw a bot that must have the script kind of fucked up. You see it before at like NMZ where the guy's still prey flicking outside of NMZ.
Yep.
But this guy was in Edgeville, and he was literally walking in this loop, and every like 3 minutes he would trade me trying to bank, but just kept going on this loop, and yeah, for a while. But this was like a maxed out pure, one defense pure, had like 99 attack, tons of 99s, 99 Slayer. Eventually they did get banned because I was trying to track them because I thought how interesting would it be to see them not get banned.
Yeah.
Because a bunch of people had reported them.
Well, what have you name changed?
I added them.
Oh, is he banned now? Like, is his name still... Because most likely he was probably auto-clicking, and
I think he was doing rune crafting because he was going in the same circle every time.
Yeah, maybe he was like auto-clicking and like, I don't know, hit his mouse by accident at some point. I have no idea.
Well, he was going in a literal loop around Edgeville Bank and the furnace and did it the exact, and then he would teleport using the glory.
Yeah, auto-clicker.
I thought
like a ghost mouse, sorry.
Oh, maybe.
Like, where you can pre-record like mouse stuff.
Oh my god, they're not actually banned.
Yeah.
Holy shit. So I had them added to look it up. I just looked them up and they're not even banned. 96 strength, 99 range, 99 magic, 94 construction, 77 rune crafting. They had like 64 when I was watching them.
Oh yeah, dude.
99 thieving, crafting, fletching, slayer, farming, cooking, 90 smithing, 90 fire making. What?
Maybe he was like that rank 1 EHP guy and he paid a Venezuelan to do some shit. This is a joke because he's obviously botting, but
okay. I was trying to figure that one. I was trying to dissect it. Maybe I thought there was more. I can't believe they're not banned. I looked them up and they didn't show up on the high scores. Maybe I was lagging or something. But I just looked them up now and here they are. I have a video too.
Dude, submit that shit.
Yeah, that's going straight to Reddit.
Snitch on them.
Yeah, I'm going to snitch. Wow. Blew my mind. Anyways, that's it. I don't think anything else interesting happened. So, let's talk about the news.
MLG horn.
I was thinking more of the radio news.
Top of the hour, like.
Yeah. Anyways, okay, let's roll it.
We have no news. I guess that joke really doesn't work after like the 8th time. 80th.
Especially since we announce what we're going to be talking about.
Yeah. Alright, so I guess we mentioned it a little bit, but the Old School mobile release date has actually been announced.
Dun dun dun.
So it'll be just for Android. No, I'm kidding. It'll be for iOS and Android on October 30th.
Now, note how they did not say what year.
Good point.
I think they learned from winter 2017.
Yep.
So they put October 30th blank.
What time zone? Probably whatever the UK's in.
Does it matter?
Well, we get it a day earlier if it was in Australia.
True. I don't know why they would suddenly make this one Australia.
Yeah. I kind of wish they announced this at Runefest. Makes me wonder what they're going to announce at Runefest.
Maybe they'll just announce it again.
Yeah.
Do you want to ramble on? Okay, we're not going to ramble on, but do you want to make a prediction? What do you think they're going to be talking about at Runefest? Last year, they had 4 sections that they talked about. They had Dragon Slayer 2, which covered the questing category.
Yep.
They had Theater of Blood, which covered the PVM category. They had the Revenant Caves, Mage Arena 2, and a new Wilderness Bounty system.
That never came out?
Never came out, but the first 2 did. That satisfied the PvP category. And then for the skilling category, do you remember what it was?
Minnows? I don't know.
No, man, that would be the lamest announcement.
Fossil Island shit? I have no idea.
The Farming Guild.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, they said they're going to have a new wilderness tree patch with these new trees you could plant that would release not a demigod, but a demi-boss you could fight. You were going to be able to do animal husbandry, where you could raise cows, pigs, and little Zulrah snakes to farm for Zulrah scales. They had all of these ideas. It's gone kind of radio silence with the Farming Guild.
Unpopular opinion, I feel like the Farming Guild would be bad.
Why?
It's just going to be dailies. Go do your daily Zulrah snakelings.
Well, I think it would be as much of a daily as farming already is.
Okay, if I had to figure out why, if I were to just make 30 assumptions on why this hasn't come out, one, well, they redid all of farming, right? Probably in preparation for the Farming Guild. They know that the community doesn't like dailies, and people in general don't like dailies, because what happens is you feel like you have to play every single day, and if you miss one, it's like, fuck, I don't even want to go on today. I've already missed it.
I feel like that mainly works more towards when you're getting like tokens from that one daily, and you can only get it from that daily. World of Warcraft was notoriously bad for that because you had to grind rep.
RS3 is pretty bad for dailies too, though.
RS3 is pretty bad for it, and they have their weeklies and whatnot. But I feel like when it comes down to doing tree runs, some people do, well, not just tree runs, but like herb runs. Some people do their farming runs daily, which turns into a daily activity. Same with their battle staffs. We also have the sand you can receive from
at some point. I think doesn't it just automatically go to your bank?
I think with elites, yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Elites. But till then, you have to go get it yourself. Weekly, you have Tears of Gothics.
There's a lot of other rules. So you have also the Robin Daily at Port Phasmanis, where you trade in bones for, and if you honestly, that's so good. I would always save my bones. Well, I guess not anymore, but I would save my bones, like Dagginoth, whatever the best bones I had, for my Robin dailies. And if you don't know, I think you unlock it at Mortania Hards and they get better at elites, but
yeah, because I only have the hards done.
Yeah, so you exchange the bones, and each bone you give, you get a thing of bone meal and then a bucket of slime, and then you can just directly go and do that where you pray at the altar and you gain like 400% prayer experience on whatever bone it was. And then you also get the tokens, which you put into your bone crusher. So it's really good to do that as a daily, because really good prayer experience.
The only reason you would do that is for the bone crusher, to infuse it. I would assume, unless you're an Iron Man, maybe.
Well, the experience is nice. So you do 28 bones. You get like a couple thousand experience. Like, I want to say like 13k experience or some shit, or like whatever, from whatever bones I was using. I don't really remember. It was a while ago when I was doing this stuff, but some nice passive experience you get. But there's so many random ass little dailies. And
there's also the runes you can claim from, I think it's the guy from Ardone.
Yeah, I don't know.
The wizard can give you some.
There's honestly so many dailies. I don't even do my battle staffs every day.
Neither do I.
I have Varrock elites done. I really should be doing them.
But the point I was trying to make is the dailies we have, I don't find a large amount of pressure to do them. Sometimes I'm just too lazy to do my battle staffs. It's free 60k. Yeah, you're right, but it's at the same time
with elites, you can get like a mil plus. I don't know the exact number, but you can get good money if you do it every day You can almost, like, at one point, you could almost get a free bond if you did every single day. So you felt super pressured to do it.
If you're able to do the elites already, you can make a lot of money other means, right?
Yeah.
You don't need to be doing that. That's why, like, 60K, yeah, it's great. Free money's always nice. But I go spend 3 minutes, kill Zolra once, and I've already made more than that. I kill Vorkath once, made more than that.
Yeah, but the whole is like effort, right? It takes 2 seconds. That's the thing that also with weeklies, you said Tears of Guthix and there's Miscellanea.
Yeah.
The Kingdom stuff. Like the thing is that like if they keep adding on like I know Animal Husbandry would just be straight up dailies where it's like there's also birdhouses before I mentioned that.
Oh, yeah, that's another one.
And those are like really good money too. I just don't like if they add like Animal Husbandry, I'll just say like Zalro because that feels like getting free scales would be huge, especially if you're an Iron Man, but in general. And it just like you slowly add on more dailies and you log in and like it's like okay, time to go from NMZ to Varrock to Port Phasmatis to
I got another one. Her box is from Nightmare Zone.
Yeah. And then like from there, then you got to go to the farming, and it's like it's kind of like it all adds up. Where now I got to do my herb run, and now maybe my tree run because I actually want to level up farming. But then do my and then it's like, well, I only had 2 hours to play, and there goes like 30 minutes of like just dailies. You can ignore them, but
you can ignore them. I feel like I'm not missing out on a whole lot if I ignore them. I can do them. Doing herb runs every day and doing your Zaf staffs, you're getting your battle staffs. It's really gonna add up by the end of the week, but sometimes I just don't feel like it. It's I don't think it's that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Now, this is kind of, I guess, an unpopular opinion, but I'm not a huge fan of dailies, but weeklies, if they're done right, I kind of like them. It gives me something fun to kind of look forward to. You do it once a week. Hey, it's Thursday. I can do Tears of Guthix.
You want to hear something funny?
What?
I've done Tears of Guthix and I've done it once this year.
Yeah, I haven't done it much ever since I leveled up my rune crafting.
I don't know. I can't really be bothered.
But if it's done right, I kind of enjoy it. Where I can't really touch on this too much. I play a little bit of RuneScape 3, and they have things like penguins and tons of things. They had this one that we had require you to go into the wilderness to fight over something. Anyways, I haven't really done them, but I was in this like little group. It was a clan, but it was just it was basically a group though. It wasn't too organized. And I would watch them set up to do these like war camps or something in the wilderness. And it got great experience, but they all seemed to really enjoy it too. And it kind of made me want to try it. But I thought about this before. If a weekly's done right, it is I don't know, I do kind of like it. It gives me something to look forward to.
Yeah.
And you can only do it that one time that week, so it's not like you can grind it out and get burnt out. You got to wait till the next week to do it. Yeah. So,
yeah, exactly. I just don't like the feeling of I should log on today to do one thing and log off. Because typically when I start to burn out on RuneScape, it turns into like, I'll just like start doing herb runs and I'll just like go on and do my, you know what I mean? And it kind of like it keeps me playing for an extra week or two, but then it makes me like really not want to play. But anyways, should probably actually talk about predictions, I guess. If you want to do predictions?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's start with Quest. Do you think they're going to have a Quest announcement? Okay, I got an idea. Desert Treasure 2? Mm-hmm. With the release of some new... No, that won't make sense, though. Yeah, maybe it'll release some new spells that they were talking about before, adding it to the Arceus spellbook. The necromancing spells, the... Remember all those spells we talked about? So I think maybe for the Quest, it'll be Desert Treasure 2. I think for PVM, I almost want to say they might have Raids 3. I mean, it seems unlikely, but now that they've broken up the groups, remember how we talked about how the company's now been more divided within Oldschool RuneScape teams? So they're a bunch of smaller teams, that you can have a team working on Desert Treasure 2. You can have another team working on Raids 3. That's going to happen in the sand area.
Yep.
Tie in with Desert Treasure 2. And you don't got to worry about them conflicting with dev time. PvP, that's a hard one. Maybe that idea you talked about on episode 99 with the safe PvP worlds, but I've never even seen that mentioned. I don't know.
So yeah, I have some ideas, but I don't want to tell you them yet.
Okay. And then skilling, have they talked about wanting to rework shit?
I don't know, actually. I don't think they've directly said it. I know the community always wants to, and then it's like, no. I really hope they don't rework any skills, though.
Not rework, but major additions.
I don't know.
They could have that resource, the wilderness resource area number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Because there is a bit of a Easter egg about them supposed to be having one.
Yep.
So maybe they could have that. So it's tying in PvP and skilling. Huh. You got any ideas for questing?
So questing, I have none. I like Desert Treasure 2 or like a Lunar Diplomacy 2.
Yeah. I feel like for Runefest, they need to have hard-hitting ones. They can't do...
Yeah. If they want to expand on the desert area, then, Desert Treasure 2 is a good place. If they want to expand on Nadazzon or Yatazo or anything like that, which I guess they kind of did with Dragon Slayer 2, so maybe they wouldn't. But then they do like Lunar Diplomacy 2 or something. What would be, honestly, now the gears are going, what would actually be kind of funny is Cold War 2 with the penguins.
Why? What does that have to do with the gear, though?
Nothing with the gear. The gears, sorry, like in my head.
Oh,
I said that. I said that improperly. Now I got the gears going. Now Jimmy Neutron,
Yeah.
getting the brain blasts.
Fuck, what a throwback. That show did not age well.
No, the CGI is absolutely fucked. Yeah, I like to see some robots for PV. No, yeah, I don't know. I think that would be kind of cool. Like, it's kind of troll. Because that whole quest line is a troll, right? How it's like some dude's a conspiracy nut. He's like, a tinfoil hat type dude. He's like, there's penguins watching us, but then he's like, oh, this dude's actually right.
Yeah.
It would be kind of cool if they enabled, or not enabled, but they like brought, like, expanded more on like a penguin type thing.
A penguin raid.
Ride around on them. So that was my quest. PVM, not really too sure. Like, probably like a new boss. I don't really know though. Like, mainly because I don't know if this idea is PVM or PvP considered, because whatever. But I mentioned it before, like a couple episodes back, where RS3 had this thing where they had like the God Wars, where it was like when I went back and started playing around, like when Legacy came out, the Legacy option in EOC, that's when I like started playing RS3 again. They had this thing where there was like, you could choose like Armadillo or whatever the other team was, like Armadillo, like fucking Bandos or something.
Fight for your gods, I think.
Yeah, that would be really cool, but that could also be a PvP update. But yeah, so PVM, I don't really know. Probably a boss. I have no idea. Boss. I can't think of anything. Because like they've done so much this year for PVM and in general, right? We got 2 raids and Inferno, and then like we got controversial rev caves for PvP and nothing for skilling really.
This year we didn't get Inferno.
No, but I just mean in general.
Okay.
In the past couple of years, like, and the PvP scene is like getting bigger. I feel like it is kind of getting like more popularity, especially with Deadman mode and stuff like that. PvP, I think, I think I've talked about this before, and it'd be really cool, is if they, and I know for a fact they can do this. And I'll tell you why after I say this. They need rated arenas.
I was just gonna say what I said earlier. That could happen. My other prediction is either that or none of that, and it's going to be solely focusing on finishing Zaya.
Yep.
Because if you're not aware, there's like another half of Zaya that needs to be created, and it is the city. There's a city directly south of Zaya, and it's called Civitas Illa Fortis.
Civita Illa Forte.
Yeah, probably. Latin for the mighty city. Anyways, we have touched on this before, but when they first proposed Zaya, they said as well that there's going to be 3 other spots on Zaya. One of them is a giant kingdom, which in the past has been at war with the kingdoms of Kourend.
Yeah, that's cool.
On that, they would have a huge coliseum, which would be the size of 6 dueling arenas.
Yeah.
Think of the staking, the possibilities. Yeah. But anyways,
staking with items.
Shit. Oh, no taxes?
Oh, that you randomly one item just gets taken out of the game.
Yeah, it's a coin flips at the end whether or not you'll receive the winnings.
Yeah.
But anyways, this area, I think, should be, and I think might actually will be, where arenas happen, where the ranked arenas happen.
Main reason why I bring that up, I mean, I feel like I talk about WoW every episode, but not just that, like there's a lot of MMOs like Blade and Soul and stuff that like are very PvP focused. I feel like in like Guild Wars and stuff, I feel like RuneScape is like there's like a big PvP community as well, and the one thing it lacks is like a structured way to fight like other players. Duel Arena, well, we know what happened to that, right? It's now fucking stake.com shilling area. But
gambling.
And then the other, like all those other games, they typically have unstructured PvP, which would be like in the world, right? So
yeah,
which would be like the wilderness or, you know, just around the game and other MMOs. And then they have a structured where you go in, you queue up, you do this. And the reason why I think it would actually they could do it right now, because so like the way I would think it would work is that everyone gets scaled to a certain level of certain stats. It could be max. They could have weeks where now you're like, it's pure as month, right? Where you get, and I know they can do this because of fucking Last Man Standing.
Yeah.
They reworked how HP bars work because of this, where you get scaled to 126. So they have the ability to scale player stats up. I can't say down because you can't go above 99, but you could temporarily scale people's stats up. And with tournament worlds, you can have, I guess that's like a different world, but like you can have like a system set up where you can give preloaded set like inventories.
I totally agree. That's would be amazing for the game. There's a huge PKing community, maybe not as big as people want it to be, but out of all the people who are always PKing, there is a bunch of people who are like wannabe PKers, but the barrier of entry is they don't have the money to do it. They might not have the time to level their stats to a good level.
Yep.
They might not have the easiest time finding a team. Anyways, tournament world packed with people who are just not good at PKing, which shows you that these people are interested in participating in PvP when you're not risking anything.
Yep.
With the arena, so I've thought about this too, and I think the way it should be done, it might be too hard because they fucking just botched the ladder system, the rankings for Chambers of Xeric.
Yep.
So don't do it like that. Make it so you are invested in your rank, but you could have the ranked ones. Maybe I think they should have teams 1, 3, and 5. I think are good teams. Maybe change the 5 to 10. I don't know, but I do think 2 people, 2, 3, and 5. I think are important. If you want to do 1v1s, go to the dueling arena. Wow.
I would say 1v1s are really important because now it turns into like, I don't have anyone to play with. And like now it's like, well, now we need CCs dedicated to this. Now we have this world, you go to this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, fair enough.
Now you have to find randoms out your flame. Now you have to give your Discord. You have to join TeamSpeak. People are getting fished more. I think having solos is good.
Because you can't have too many brackets, because that's going to cause some brackets to be more dead than others. And it's going to just, you get too ambitious with it. And it's like what happened with Star Wars The Old Republic. That was a game that tons of people were waiting. This MMO that was supposed to come out, really hyped up. People were excited. They had 1,000 servers when it started, which caused you to never really bump into people. Everyone was scattered around, right?
Yeah.
That was a huge reason why it died. Obviously, there were other reasons, but...
like it being bad.
Well, it wasn't the worst. That
you
was
had
the
to pay
thing.
to slash dance.
Did you?
Yeah, I tried jumping on. It was like I did slash dance, and then you had to buy fucking emotes. I was so mad.
I think for that game, we're not going to go on a tangent about that, but I think for that game in itself, the big reason was they had too many servers, which caused each world to be pretty empty. People got bored quicker, which means they had to go on a more microtransaction route. Anyways, the same issue could happen with a new minigame where you have too many brackets. But I feel like a 2v2 would be very important. I feel like that's a good one. And I also think a 3v3. Once you get too big, it's fun, but it's hard to manage.
It's just pile, tank.
Piles. But with 3s and 2s, you actually have a strategy, right? Yeah. Maybe someone's on Lunars giving vengeances to everyone. You have one guy on Ancients and one guy's like a range. I don't know, right? Yeah. You have people to experiment. You have spot to experiment. Anyways, what I wanted to say was I think they should have that, and they should have like a ranked and like a seasonal. And the seasonal could be, these are the weapons that are available. These are the items that are available. Maybe it's once a month it changes, and it just wipes after every month. Maybe the other rank one stays like that forever. I don't know. Or maybe it's not even that. But the seasonal, this way you can like even change the stats. You go in and now you're all 1 defense pures. How are you gonna manage that one?
So what I was gonna say for like I guess we'll call it structured PvP, and the main reason why I think something like this would be good for the game is because typically in just games in general, you have a casual player base, which I've not complained about, but kind of, I guess, but not really. We have a casual player base and a dedicated player base. Casual people will just kind of jump on and play. And that's what things like Deadman mode are actually geared for, is that you want someone to go, that's kind of cool. RuneScape has this. And then they try out Runes, and they like, because I know people that have literally Same thing with like Inferno, right? They see this stuff happen on Twitch. They're like, that's cool. I want to play RuneScape. I want to try it out, or I want to get back into it. And it's really hard to retain a player. And the main thing is that with RuneScape, you look at like everything is just like a specific grind, right? And the reward is once you receive that level, that quest, whatever. But a lot of it is obviously PVM skilling based. Like when it comes down to PvP, you have to grind after you're done grinding at your stats or whatever. Your reward is telling people like, yo, I fucking own this noob. And like, that's kind of it. Or you have that fucking KD, which I honestly think is absolutely dumb because it's like, how many PVMers have you killed, right?
Yeah.
You see like Monty and he's like, whoa, he's got like I don't know how many kills, but 8,000 kills, 100 deaths. But you're like, oh, and he kills a lot of people skilling.
Yeah. They do have like a leaderboard for the bounty system.
Yeah, see, and I think that's really cool because there are people that like grind bounty hunters. Like there are like the top players that will stream, and like I got into I think it was Graphis at one point. It's like rank 1 bounty hunter, and that's how I found out about him on Twitch. I was like, oh cool, this guy actually streams, and you watch him play Zombie Mauler, and that made me make mine.
Fair
which
enough.
I didn't max it out obviously, but yeah, so like, I think that's a good thing. So if you look at other games like I guess like League, how they have the same model where instead of Deadman mode they have like worlds and they have like their weekly tournaments that are always front paging on Twitch. What they do, and it's kind of actually like the downfall to the game, but their main goal is to make it so you watch like professionals play the game. I'm not saying if you play a Deadman tournament you're a pro, but you're obviously like you're in the top 128, you're probably pretty good, right?
Yeah.
So we'll just use them as comparisons. You like watch them do this shit, and then you're like, man, I want to do this. And like League, you could jump into a ranked game with your friends or whatever, and you can just like boom, and you're playing the same heroes, doing the exact same setup as they do it because they kind of enforce it. And then with like RuneScape, when you're watching Deadman mode, they're like, guys, in 30 minutes pretty much, you can start the next season and then be here for the seasonal.
Yeah.
And they kind of push like the same like air quotes agenda, but they use the same like marketing technique where you see really skilled players that have put thousands of hours in PKing, and now you're like, I want to do that, and so you jump in and do that. Going on this tangent because this is really, really highly applicable to rated, where even if it's an MMR system like chess or something where it's just a number and there's like maybe a solo, duo, trio, whatever the brackets are, doesn't matter, but I just say solo because it brings the average player or like whatever into the game.
Yeah, you can go there right after work. You don't need to spend time finding someone.
Yeah, with set stats and set equipment, there's no actual grinding. The real grind is like getting that rating up.
It's being good.
And you could have like a system as at any other game where there's bronze, silver, like we could have like bronze, iron, black, mithril, like steel, black, mithril, addy. For like you could use that type of a system if you really wanted to have like progression with numbers if you wanted to, but
that's how you do it. Yeah,
you could apply like that type of a system, and then like Deadman mode is what, every 4 months or every 3 months?
Seems that way.
But you could easily cycle it where like every 2 months or some shit, the top players in each bracket, like there'll be like a quick like 1 day tournament, right, where there's like 28 players battle out in like a best of 5 in like 1s or 2s, right?
Yeah,
you can and it doesn't have to be $20,000, even like $1,000, where the average person go, I get home from work, I just do some fucking 1v1s, have some fun, get better at PvP, enjoy everything, just play, own some noobs. Maybe I can hit rank 1 dragon. Sounds dumb as fuck, but you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, Dragon League.
But then like it actually like brings longevity to the PvP scene. But yeah, having like a system like this I feel like it would bring longevity to a PvP scene where the whole ecosystem, it feels like it's like a band-aid. It works for now, but once the player base die, you know what I mean, it kind of dwindles. Like I don't know. And like, if it's too many brackets or something, you could just set up where like we're focusing on 1s or 2. It doesn't matter, but you could easily set up a system that like it brings all those people, like it might kill PvP worlds. That's the only downside because like is what world, like whatever, people that fight at Edge, you can find some really good PKers there.
Yeah.
People that are interested in loot will always stay in the wilderness to make money and kill people and like, sit, see ya, peace, go to Lumbee, whatever. But the people that like competitive and they just want to like win and they don't care about loot could go to like these things. I don't know. I think it would be really cool. The main point is that they can implement things from the tournament world and Last Man Standing.
It does seem like it's all already in place. It just takes a little bit of time to implement it.
And then skilling, I feel
Right.
I honestly feel like they're going to like talk about adding a new skill, which a lot of people are going to be against, or expanding like agility or crafting or some shit. I don't know. But it's kind of hard. Like I was thinking Resource Arena 2 as well, not number 2, but like an expansion of that.
It's hard to say. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, I feel like with the way the success Deadman modes had, they're going to focus on like PvP.
I wouldn't mind seeing another PvP tournament, non-dead man mode. We saw that just a straight PvP tournament before, kind of what we were talking about, and that was pretty good time to watch.
Yeah, I'm not really too sure.
Anyways,
I could go on about that. But anyways, yeah, we'll move on. We've went on long enough.
that's your old school, the old school RuneScape mobile client release.
Yep. And I guess Runefest predictions.
Yeah, no, that dev blog, it has a lot in it, but it's missing the gravy.
Yeah. It's pretty much just like,
The release date.
yeah.
If you want to quote unquote pre-order it now, which just means as soon as it's out, you can download it. You can do that through the app stores.
Yeah, you might want to do that depending on how this, because maybe the servers get too clogged up. I don't know. I've never waited for an app to release. I don't know how, like, I'm assuming Google and, or Samsung or Google and like Apple and stuff have big enough download servers or app servers.
It's mainly going to be iOS.
Yeah.
If you're an Android, you already have it. Yeah, besides that, what else is going on with mobile? Not much. I've seen some people in the mobile gaming community seem pretty excited to try the game. Ones who, seems like most of them have heard of the game before and are wanting to try it. Others just know of the hype of the game, so they're going to be willing to try it.
Yeah.
But as time goes on, my expectations for a player count boost has kind of gone down. I don't think it'll be as big as I thought it would be when it was first announced, but
Yeah.
I don't know if I've talked about it, but someone in the CC, since we live in Canada and we got that soft launch, he asked me to go check the App Store to see how they were doing. Was number 1 on trending, was number 1 on like adventure games,
Yeah.
was number 1 on total downloads of the week. Not number 1, I think it was number 3. But still, it's up there.
Yep.
So that's good.
So yeah, we got a little bit more to talk about. We have Making Friends with My Arm, the new quest that's come out. Yeah, so today's new quest, I guess not today's, but this week's new quest, revisits some older lore. My Arm, the troll from My Arm's Big Adventure. Oh wait, this is lore. You want to?
Today's new quest revisits some older lore. My Arm and the troll from my Arm's Big Adventure must embark on another journey of discovery. This time, you'll be escorting him to Woox, a newly discovered troll town in the far north of the world, so he can share his wisdom with the inhabitants in exchange for learning about their inventions. Life's journey can take us to some strange places, but My Arm is about to face the greatest adventure of all, true love. Plus, they'd like him to kill the wise old man of Draenor Village, which doesn't sound like a clever move. Can you help My Arm get a grip on the situation and woo the fair snowflake over the objections of her mother? I think that's the name of the troll. Actually, I know that's the name of the troll. Anyways, or will My Arm be left to a loveless life of loneliness?
Some good jerk puns in there, some masturbation jokes.
I mean, I guess they kind of have to.
But yeah, you can start making friends with My Arm by returning to Burnt Meat in the Troll Stronghold kitchen. And this quest has the following requirements: My Arm's Big Adventure, Swan Song, Cold War, Romeo and Juliet, 68 agility, 72 mining, 35 construction, 66 fire making.
Cool.
Yeah, the trolls won't let you start the quest unless your unboosted fire making level is adequate. The 3 other stat requirements are checked only when they're needed, so you can stat boost for mining, construction, and agility. Get those hot summer pies going.
Kill.
I guess I know no one likes doing agility.
We're mining.
Yeah. You can support My Arm to a happy end. Okay, wait, is this lore? No, it's not.
Let's just get to the rewards.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, this is the rewards.
Yep, so you'll build another disease-free patch, And you learn fire making techniques where it allows you to create permanent fires in designated fire pit sites across RuneScape.
Yep, and if you remember, we talked about, 27 new fire pits?
I have no idea how many, but we got a decent amount. We have the Fire of Eternal Light. Perpetual light shines to dispel the darkness of the Mole Hole, the Lumbered Swamp Cave, and Mostly Harmless Horror Cave. Keep in mind, I think by now it's been patched, but there was a bug. At least in the Mole Cave, your light would go out.
As a topic afterwards.
Oh, you want to talk about that later? Fire of Nourishment unlocks a new disease-free herb patch.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Fire of Unseasonal Warmth renders you permanently immune to cold weather effects around the God Wars dungeon. You need 60 construction for this, though. Fire of Dehumidification. It prevents swamp damage and gas attacks in the main area of the Mort Mire. You need 50 construction for that. Glowing Basalt Teleport Tablets can teleport you back to Weiss, and also to the Troll Stronghold for easier access to my arm's original herb patches.
Cool.
These fires will require different salts in order to be created. The salts will be mined from underneath Weiss, and yeah, you can access that after the quest. You need 72 mining to mine the salts, though. And yeah, all that good stuff. You'll also be able to make a Troll Stronghold portal in your POH. So that's nice. I actually don't know if it's the Edgar's Roost teleport or if it teleports you to the area.
Maybe to Troll Stronghold. I was reading about that.
I'm hoping, because you don't have to do the stupid drop trick when you go to God Wars. You teleport, drop a brew, go back to your place, grab another. I hate doing that shit. Anyways, there's a lot of good stuff. I think we mentioned. Did they actually implement like the stamina fire pits and everything, or no?
That was it.
Huh. Okay.
Out of the 27 that they pulled, 5 passed.
Yeah. I'm okay. I'm honestly okay with that.
Yeah.
I prefer this over having a bunch of annoying fucking things everywhere. So good job, guys. Thanks for voting and for things I like. I haven't done the quest yet.
I went to go do it and I realized I had to do My Arm's Big Adventure, and I put it off, and I still have to do it. So hopefully this week I can actually tackle it.
Yeah. I want to do it after 99 Prayer and get that bitch done. So I guess we can talk about that like maybe next week or something once we're actually done it. Our thoughts on it. Anyways, moving on to the Deadman Autumn Finals and the Winter Season.
Cool.
So Saturday the 8th. I think I'm working.
That was a couple days ago.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. Sorry. I thought it was the... Dude, my fucking time's all messed up.
No, I thought that's when the tournament was.
I was working, so I'm not... Okay, yeah.
We both were. I thought that's when the tournament was, because I got a notification. I was like, oh, we're missing the tournament. But it's actually this upcoming Saturday, 3 p.m. BST.
Yeah.
Which means I should be off that day. They're going to try to call me in, but whatever.
Tell me about RuneScape.
RuneScape.
Sorry, sir. I got noobs to pwn.
Hell yeah.
That's what you got to say.
Even though I'll be watched.
Sorry, sir. I'm gaming. That's what you got to say to him. The dude just show up and just like sit in the back, play mobile RS. Anyway.
Well, ideally, I mean, I could, but ideally, when this is on, anyone else interested in watching it, let's all jump on Discord.
Yep.
We'll have a viewing party together.
Yep. I think I'm actually scheduled to work that during that hour. Yeah, so the tournament started on the 8th, and it's been going pretty well, I think.
Well, the final started. Tournaments on this Saturday coming up.
Yeah, sorry. The tournament started. The finals are coming up.
Oh, right. It's the other way around. That's weird. I feel like it should be the other way around. That's the way they phrase whatever. So
the prize pool is $32,000. I think it's 20 to number one, and then the 12 gets divvied up, right? So that's pretty cool. They'll be broadcasting live from ESL Lancaster. Is that how you say it? How do you
Leicester?
You Google that shit. Google phonetic. I don't know European stuff.
They ain't in Europe anymore.
Leicester.
No, that's
bullshit.
Leicester.
All right, you guys gotta learn how to spell your goddamn shit. Why there's silent C's and I's and shit?
I mean, play devil's advocate.
Yeah, try that.
They are the English.
Bloody hell, you don't speak it properly, mate. Anyways,
maybe you need to say it with that accent.
Anyways, let's move on because
Leicester.
Now I'm in a bad mood. Thanks, UK. Yep, you can buy your tickets, go see them in person, or watch them live on Twitch like everyone else. But yeah, anyways, we'll talk about the actual tournament itself. Yeah. So I guess the biggest thing to talk about is the new PvP sets that came in, which were the, well, quote unquote new, but we have Vesta, Statius, Morgans, and Zuriels.
Zuriels, there it is.
Yeah. So that has been implemented. I haven't seen anything be used except for the Morgan's throwing axe.
Yeah.
Which apparently can fucking like chunk. Like drop 40s and shit.
Is that the one that takes away their stamina or their energy regain?
I think so.
And it hits a lot of damage?
I think so, yeah. I was watching, was it Torvesta? I was watching one of the YouTubers, because I don't really, don't watch all, the Twitch streams and stuff. Yeah, don't have time, but I like watching all the YouTubers do their day by day stuff, and it's really, some of them come up with some really cool strats. One of the people were saying that, that they've seen 40s get hit with it.
Wow. That'll be fun to see how it works out in the actual finals. The actual looks of the armor,
I like them. I feel like
a little boring, but whatever.
They're like third AG.
Yeah, that's a good way to say it. They're third AG, and they're supposed to be the Ancient Warrior sets, right?
Yeah, it does look really cool. Morgan's looks like you're that fucking weird dude that walks into what's the Canadian Tire of the world? I don't know, a hunt. That's
American
not a hunting
Tire. Is there? There's got to be American Tires.
Some sort of hunting sale. Do you guys know what sale is? Some sort of hunting sporting goods warehouse. He looks like a dude he's got camo pants on and
he's on his way to buy some coyote piss.
Yeah, to drink. That's how you do it, right? You drink it.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. Guys, I'm kidding, by the way. I'm not that dumb. But I do like the armor sets. I think they're kind of cool. Shout out to Mod West for the recreation of these sets.
So shout out from us over here at the Wilderness Podcast.
Yeah, I'm actually really curious. I was super against these armors being brought in. I want to see how this works, because during the final hour, I think this will make clans want to fight each other before it's the big clusterfuck in the middle. Well, I gotta stop swearing, but the big cluster fun times where you get split into two groups. So I feel like if these sets are as good as I think they are, one, those epic drop crates, those airdrops are gonna be more contested, because you're probably gonna get these sets from them. I think that's the carrot on a stick type thing.
Could
Infernal Cape and this. But I think this might push, depending on how good they are, because some clans probably test out, we got a full set, let's try these, and they want to actually experiment and see if they're good. And if they are as good as I think the Vesta sword is going to be fucking gnarly. I think it's going to be I think it's better than the Grazi, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's a lot stronger.
So I feel like you got your boy holding a Grazi. You want to keep him safe, but if someone else has not a Grazi, sorry, the Vestas, the longsword or whatever, it might get clans to actually fight each other and then try and kill the guy, get the key, quickly open it. You know what I mean?
I think not just that. The armors are very good, but they are more beneficial to the one person who has it versus a clan that has a few people with it. Because of that one, because once you get into the finals, that's where those are going to kick in.
Yeah.
You're not so much of a threat before then with that armor, but the clans are going to see you and they're going to say, if this solo player gets into the finals with his full Statius, we might be in trouble.
Yeah. So it's going to be cool, because I think if a clan is smart and because they always have spies in each other's team speaks, I think if they're smart enough, instead of using that info to avoid each other, to actually fight and yo guys, the Dilz has the long sword. Okay, we're gonna go in there, we're gonna pile them, and then we're gonna just fucking run. We're gonna get that off of them. Maybe someone has it. Hey, maybe we'll run to a bank that we know of that isn't in fog. Someone will just get it ready. Or I guess maybe you can access the bank before 1v1s. Maybe that's dumb. But this actually, I might go back when I said this is awful for Deadman mode. I think this actually might create some aggression for 50 minutes instead of you just sit there and, hey, look at these solo players fight each other.
And they're training their wood cutting.
Yeah. I don't know. How do you feel about these sets?
Yeah, kind of like what I said. I think a clan's gonna find people who have it and kill them. Not so much so they can obtain the armor, but more so that they can take that armor out away from someone else who could end up in the finals with it. In the final 128.
Yeah.
When the 1v1 start happening.
Moving on, though, we have some new merch in the shop.
Ooh.
Yeah. So Angelscape, okay, I'll say this first actually. Angelscape's got some new merch for us in the RuneScape store. So they've added Olm, Vorkath, Jad, and Zuck pins, or keychains and pins. Key rings, sorry, not chains. To the shop. And there's items back in stock like the Armadil and Ceradomin Godsword, the Infernal Max Cape, the key, like those key rings and all that stuff. I wonder how much money this person's making.
Gotta be tons. If they're think about it, they're going out of stock.
But is it like 50? Because I think this person's making them all by hand, mailing them to Jagex, and then Jagex is selling them.
It's enough that they have enough that Jagex is putting it on their actual store. If they're only making like 5, let's say they can only make 1 a day, Jagex probably would be like,
yeah,
we're just gonna have angry customers, and we don't even have a customer support they can reach us on, which is actually a good thing for this issue.
Yeah. But I feel like this person's either making bank or just getting fucked by Jagex in terms of money.
It's all just to promote their Twitch channel.
Yeah. Well, maybe. Who knows? Anyways, in other news, PvP rotation. No one cares about that though. There was an issue where you couldn't stack specs on people in multi because of last week's update with the delay between specs. So they kind of broke multi PvP for a bit, but they fixed it. The wilderness level information has been repositioned to avoid overlapping with interfaces on mobile. When interfaces such as the pull booth would overlap with tabs such as the inventory, the tabs are closed automatically by default, but can be opened again. The mirrors are now correctly displayed when looking into them in the Desert Treasure quest on mobile. And the spear trees now use the correct chat box when attempting to travel to a location that you're already at. They changed the drop rate for elite clues from the Theater of Blood. And that's pretty much it. They changed like some grammatical fixes.
All the fun stuff.
Yeah.
Community chatter time?
I think so, yeah.
Alrighty. So, there's been some eventful things going on. Some crazy achievements have been made. Achievement, I should say. Theater of Blood finally was soloed by a player. And what player was this? A name everyone's probably heard before. And of course,
Emily is pro.
Of course, though, you would have guessed it's actually Woox.
Yeah.
He ends up soloing and beating every piece of content. If you don't know who he is an old school RuneScape player who's very skilled at the game. He does stream as well, but he soloed. He was the first one to finish the Inferno after 4 days or something. His team was the first one to finish Theater of Blood, and now he's the first one to finish.
And he got the first corp kill on Old School as well.
At least the first solo corp kill.
He also has like a lot of achievements in RS3. Like he beat Jad with 1 HP, 1 prayer, no armor, no food, nothing.
Yep.
He does crazy shit. Like he tick eats bandos and stuff. Like he would do like Deadman mode stuff. Rushed God Wars and just like tick eat the whole time and just like using potatoes and shit, and like he does like really cool stuff. I have a question for you though. Okay. Do you think he's the first person to do Theater of Blood solo because he's the only one that's actively putting in the hours, or do you think it's so hard that he's the only one good enough? Because there are 2 bosses. There's the big fat boy, I forget what his name is.
The bloat?
Yeah, the bloat. And Zarpus, which is the gargoyle-esque bad guy, where you can fight those guys and take no damage.
Yeah.
And you can use no prayer. So, yeah, I know that for a fact. I don't know how all the other guys would work out, but I wonder if it's like a thing where he puts in way more hours than everyone, or he's just way better.
I think it's a bit of both. There are people who are probably very close to skill as Woox. They're very skilled at the game, but you see Woox streaming it. Like, that's the thing. It's hard to know the motives behind doing this. Yeah, I'm sure he wants the achievement, but part of it has to be he knows a lot of people are going to be watching his stream to watch him solo it. Took him, 47 attempts to complete it?
I have no idea. Something like that.
It was in the 40s. When he's doing it, tons of people are watching his stream because they're ready to watch it, right?
Mm-hmm.
If Bobby Joe is streaming and he's pretty skilled at the game, but maybe not, maybe he's kind of a less well-known player. Are people going to tune in and watch him? Not so much, maybe?
Do you think it's like what would I call it? I guess if we're gonna stay like this is gonna be dated in like a month, but the Serena Williams, that's a really good female tennis player, right?
Yeah.
Is it the Serena Williams effect where like when she loses, people boo the person who won? Like if someone else were to beat Woox the first person to Seoul, like let's say like you or I were the first ones, do you think people would be like, you fuck those guys? Woox should have won.
It's only because Woox went for dinner.
Yeah.
Hard to say. If you recall back in June when the big race to finish Theater of Blood was going on, we were watching it and we had like 3 streams pulled up, but really we were just watching Bodhi and Woox's team. They were getting really close to it, but then suddenly this other team kind of came out of nowhere and they were the first team to get
Verzik to the last stage?
Yeah, Verzik to the last phase. People thought that there was only 2 phases to the fight. And because that's what people kept dying on. But they killed it, and then she respawned. So suddenly that happens. People kind of see the clips getting spammed inside Bodhi's chat and stuff like that. And I know that's how I saw it. I clicked on it. I'm like, who are these guys? I watch it, and then I watch them get super close. And part of me was kind of rooting for them to win.
Yeah.
Because they're kind of the underdogs. They're not the known names, right? It's predictable that the player who's done all these achievements in the past is going to get it. But if this other unknown player was the first one to beat it, you kind of, at least me personally, get kind of excited.
Yeah.
Anyways, he was the first one to beat it. Congratulations to him.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I wonder how many purple sweets he fucking ate, though. God damn.
Lots. Next, an interesting point of conversation. You mentioned before that we have a lot of teleports in the game. We have quite a bit. Well, a user on the Oldschool RS subreddit named Fantomato, he kind of compiled a list, and he has pictures with a map of both years and with little blips on the map where the teleports are, but he compares it. He shows how many teleports we have versus how much we used to have. I mean, we all know how many teleports we have, but it's kind of crazy to see it when you actually lay it out. So I won't go through all of them, but back in 2007, there was 138 teleports. Oldschool Runescape, in today's date, has 358. 359 now with that new teleport. I don't think that's included here.
Maybe 360 because it's a POA teleport as well.
360.
Yeah.
So some actual breakdowns of it. When it comes to just the teleports, not too much were added, like the spells. 2 were added on the standard, 1 on the lunars, and then we got the Arceus, which came with 12. Spirit trees received 3. Fairy rings received 4. Not much there. But then you get down to teleport tabs. It goes from 7 to 33. Teleport scrolls never existed back then, so now we have 14 of those. Jewelry, 21 back then, 53 today. With the introduction with the skill cape perks, never was in 2007. They just had the emotes. Now there is 14 teleports from that.
Yep.
With mini games, right?
Yeah.
The mini game tab, 14 teleports, 0 back then. Diaries, 0 back then, 39 today. So you can see there's quite a large number. But another interesting to note is that the items that give unlimited teleports has increased a lot. In 2007, all we had was the Ectofunctus, which is the file of... Anyways.
Yeah.
Ectophile, which is a vial of something that teleports you.
Of Ecto.
Yeah, of Ecto. Teleports you right north of Port Phasmatis. But anyways, 2018, we got the Royal Sea Pod from Monkey Madness 2, the amulet that teleports you straight to Theater of Blood, Myth's Guild Cape, Eternal Glory, Eternal Slayer Ring, all the diary items. Total number of teleports in Oldschool RS today, 412 if you include canoe rides, all of that stuff. 358 without them.
Huh.
Quite a big jump, like almost triples.
Do you think this is a good direction the game's going? With all the teleports?
Seems like too much.
Yeah.
Seems like a lot.
See, I'm trying to think, like, now that, like, it's kind of in perspective how many teleports we have, the time I spend running is super minor. Where, like, I teleport straight to the GE, do my shit, teleport to my POH, take my fairy ring. Well, I don't need a staff because I have the Lumbee Elites done. Go to anywhere. If I have Slayer tasks, generally there's a fairy ring right next to it. You know what I mean? I don't even have like I don't have all the portals in my POH, but I have like a good number. Not a good number, that's a lie. I have 8, but 8 that I use a lot. But when it comes down to like actually like, let's say I'm doing Slayer because you're kind of actively moving around the map the most, or even treasure, like when I'm doing clue scrolls, because I'm doing a little bit of mediums, the amount of time you spend running really isn't that much anymore. It's pretty
There's
like
some areas that will cause you to run, like the elf area, but you have, that.
you have your teleport crystal that brings you right to the town.
Yeah, there's the crystal, and then there's that scroll that brings you to the elf camp.
And then there's also Zara.
Yeah, Zara.
There's a lounge, a teleport. Like you.
Now, to play devil's advocate, though, when you're a new player, a lot of running.
Yeah.
You don't get access to many of these items until you're, a higher level. And by then, you're kind of, I don't need to run anymore.
Yeah.
I've ran enough for the most part.
I'm not saying it's bad for the game.
My only problem is that I have to go to the wiki to make sure the way that I'm going when I'm trying to get somewhere is the most optimal route, because I forget what teleports there are. Like I have a few in my head that are my go-tos. For instance, I used to teleport near the nature rune altar, run directly south to get to Shiloh Village to get my Slayer task.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, oh yeah, there's a charter ship that brings you to Brimhaven where you can talk to the guy in the little cart. He will bring you straight to Shiloh Village.
Yeah.
Wow, it's a lot easier. I should do that. And then I realized, oh, there's a spirit tree that I can plant it and teleport to Brimhaven so I can save the money in going to Sears Village.
Yeah.
And I can go to that there.
Or do Karam Jahards, get the gem gloves.
And then you get the gem gloves.
You clap your way into Shiloh Village.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I'd love to hear what you guys think. Too many teleports? What do you guys think? And is that good or bad for the game? Running around is a lot more immersive, but eventually you just get sick of it.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, moving on to the next one. A person on Twitter posted a screenshot of himself playing on ModMacK's personal RuneScape account.
Yeah, this was the same guy that hacked, was it Mod Ash's wife or girlfriend or sister?
His wife's account.
Yeah.
What's he doing with the account? Don't entirely know. Almost seems like he's making a statement.
I know Mod Ash's wife had a Santa hat that he hacked.
Oh, okay.
I think there was actual like rares on it. Yeah, he's kind of like, how embarrassing is this? Like this should go. This is almost as bad as that one mod getting like lured for his rotten potato back in the day.
Okay, yeah.
And they pickpocketed his rotten potato, which is kind of cool. But like this really shows that we have a fundamental account security issue, and it's not like he's like hacking into the mainframe, carrying the one and he's in. It's like he's probably looking at his Twitter, looking at his Twitch, just looking at shit he said, and then you get enough personal information and then you can just take the account, which is bad, but you can do that with any game. The only difference is that other games have backups, like two-stepping with Blizzard. When you call, I know you'll never be able to call Jagex for fucking support, but you'd have to like supply them with ID at times, like a driver's license or something.
I had to do that when I wanted to play Hearthstone on my phone.
Yeah, so there's a lot that other companies do that Jagex doesn't really have to do, but a lot of it is two steps. But it kind of shows that there really is a fundamental flaw that like they don't even have a system, or maybe they do, but they're not really properly implementing it. Maybe they just didn't think this account would get hacked, but they should have key accounts that can't get hacked.
Yeah.
Like I would say, look at Zesmo, but no one knows anything about him. I bet you if he would have, you know what I mean? Maybe SparkMac, maybe he's probably like a high priority target that if they have a flagging system, they'd put on his account. But
they would have some of those for those high value targets, like especially the Twitch streamers, the guys who are marketing the game for them, basically.
Sickner's had his account locked like multiple times by people tweeting at the support. I don't know if it's like if you just release too much of your personal information, now your account's available to just be hacked.
It's hard because if you're streaming, you're kind of putting yourself out there.
But you think they'd have a system on the people who, work for the company on their accounts?
Yeah, you got to be careful what you say. Even with this podcast, I'm always, whenever I'm talking about personal things or this, I'm always making sure the information I give is, you won't be able to compromise the account with it. You know what I mean? Everything's just off.
Yep.
You gotta be safe. Anyways, normally when you see things like this, like you see it happen with PlayStation 4, somebody hacked a bunch of their credit card information and hacked some of their server or whatever. But the reason they're doing that, like their intentions behind it, is they go to Sony and say, hey, your security system sucks and I can get into it. I will help you fix this issue. Hire me. Right?
Yeah, so
it's a good system, right? It works sometimes.
Sometimes Blizzard tricks you and then gets you arrested. Sometimes when people found out you could dupe items on Jagex or on RuneScape, Jagex said, first person to tell us how to fix it wins a lifetime membership, and then they permaban the person.
Yeah, that's a weird one. But it's not just with, you know, gaming or like companies like that where somebody hacks into it. This happens all the time in like real life scenarios. There's a podcast called Caliphate by the Wall Street Journal. Very good podcast. It's about ISIS and anyways, they go into that. But a lot of the informants that directly inform on like the ISIS camps and gives information so that people can take direct action against them, usually they're ex-ISIS members, right? So they have kind of the best information. It's sketchy though. Anyways, I see this happening and I kind of think, is that what this guy's doing? Is he trying to make a statement? Hey, your security sucks. Maybe I can help you with it. Or maybe he's just looking out for the community as a whole. But then you look at his Twitter and you realize maybe that's not what he's doing. Maybe he's doing it for himself. Because in his description, give me names of rich RuneScape players and I'll give you 5 to 20%. So in the end, it's kind of like, look how good I am at hacking. Give me good names. I'll hack them. You can get some money too.
Yeah.
So it's a little more on the shady side.
Yeah, a little squirrely. You see your bank getting a little bit too high, just get those Bibles at 99.
Yeah.
It's the best thing you can do.
That's why you're getting prayer.
It's like StarCraft, where you like if you play StarCraft or any RTSs, you want your resources to always be at 0, because if you're saving them, then you're not using them. You know what I mean? You apply the same thing with money, like in the GE. If you just have money sitting around, find safe things to flip, like fire runes and shit. Actually, don't do that because it makes it slower for me. No, but you know, you don't want money sitting there doing nothing, right? You want it to make money for you.
I bought birds' nests way back. I mentioned it being like, I got a secret item that I'm going to make a killing on. Bought it for 250 GP each. Saw that they go up to 3.5 every now and then. It's been like 4 months and they've crashed down to 1200 GP. I've lost like 10 mil. Still sitting there though. Anyways, damn hackers.
Yeah.
Anyways, Deagin, you mentioned this earlier, but there is a bit of a bug that happened because of the rewards from the new troll quest. You mentioned that there's these fire pits that you can light, and they give you light in certain areas, so you don't need lanterns anymore. Well, it seems like they still have the possibility to go out, especially when you're fighting the giant mole.
Yeah. Which is scary because after a couple ticks, you start taking damage. And for the mole, it's the most problematic because if you're officially killing the mole, you bring full Darox and you go down to 1 HP. You have melee up, protect melee, and then you just Darok the mole. And so what I think the issue is when you hit the mole mom, there's like a chance for it to dig underground and run away. And during that, I believe it shoots mud on your character and on your screen. And I think people were saying during that time, the game does a check to like put out your light or something. If you have a candle, like you have a chance I don't know, it does like a check to see if you have a light source running. And you don't have one in your inventory because you lit the bonfire. So now you're in total darkness and you better tally out because you're going to die.
If you're a hardcore Iron Man.
Good fight.
Yep. Sucks to be you.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's a little dicey.
I mean, it's expected to happen. This happens all the time when new content comes out.
Yeah. So I believe they fixed it by now. Don't take my word for it. But yeah, heads up.
Yep. But that's basically it for community chatter. So that means we're going to move on. Again, unfortunately, we're going to skip Laura this week because I need to get into the groove of school and work. So I don't want to overcommit with putting the research and recording that lore section. So we're gonna wait for a week, but she's coming back. She ain't going nowhere. Just need to take a little bit of a hiatus on that one, so I can get my bearings straight. Anyways, that means we get to go to the sellout segment. Is that a good name for it?
The Grand Exchange.
The Grand Exchange. We gotta get some music. That's what that means. Anyways, now is our chance to talk about our sponsor of this episode, Audible. Mainly because the people who are interested in podcasts, you're going to be interested in audio tapes, audiobooks. You know what I'm trying to get at. Anyways, if that's something you've been interested in and you want to try, using the link audibletrial.com/wild, you'll get a free month of membership that comes with a free audiobook. They have a huge assortment. They have a massive catalog of different audiobooks that you can check out. I'm listening to The Black Prism by Brent Weeks, and I'm enjoying that. I love my fantasy. Huge fan of it. It's pretty good. I'm really enjoying it. Once you finally get immersed into the world and you start understanding, oh, there's magic in this one. You got to use the colors that you see, but hey, you can just wear glasses and that changes the colors of what you see, and now you can manipulate it. But hey, if you're a blue manipulator, you can't use too much because if there's not enough blue in the world, then the red manipulators will be stronger, and now you're at war. And you got
and if you're green, you die.
No, greens are safe.
Dabba-dee-dabba die. Yeah.
But it's a pretty good one. I would recommend if you're interested in fantasy. Deagin, what are you listening
Still in Stormlight Archives. I get so I bus to my work and then I walk home. So it's like 40 minutes. So, put on an audiobook, walk. Podcasts are nice. I like them. I'm hoping you guys do too if you're listening to this. But my main thing is that it's weird. I'm really specific with podcasts. If I pause and I do 30, 40 minutes every day or whatever, every couple days, I have to go back 20 minutes to refresh the conversation. But with the way the audiobooks are, by the time I get home, it's okay, pause it. Usually or I'll listen to it for an extra 10 minutes or something. Or
I usually wait till I get to a chapter. Every chapter I pause it.
And they segment it very well, and then I don't have to jump back and forth nonstop. I can just kind of put it on and listen. And it's man, you guys are long formats, the longer episodes, but mine's my book's 44 hours. So it's gonna take me a long time to go through it. I also just got credit for another book yesterday, so I don't know if I should try getting 2 books going at the same time. I'm not too sure. If I do, it won't be fantasy.
Yeah, they have tons. They have audio biographies and those crime books.
Yeah,
my girlfriend got me one for Christmas. I've been meaning to read, called The Spider and the Fly. Haven't got to it. So,
do you think they have Choose Your Own Adventure?
How would that work?
The guy just chooses it for you, probably.
Skip the chapter. You're basically sitting on your phone. You're I can't passively listen to this.
Yeah.
Skip. Anyways, if you're interested in trying that, audibletrial.com/wild. Anyways, time for us to move on to our Patreon shoutouts. Since going to school, I opened up a Patreon for the show, help cover the costs. Shockingly, thankfully enough, it's got a huge amount of support, an unbelievable amount. So the costs for the initial start of the show have been covered, and I can't believe that. Not only that, we're now able to upgrade the service so we can start giving bonus content, which is something I've wanted to do for a while. And I have one that I'm in talks with. We just got to plan out the scheduling now at this point, and plan around my work and school schedule, and as well as theirs.
Semi-related. I have some ideas that I'm gonna start chipping away at, but I'm gonna release a survey of some sort, either a Survey Monkey. If there's anything that people specifically want, I'll post it on my Twitter, in the Discord, all that stuff before this episode comes out. So go, if you have any, because Dilz has his content figured out. I have a pretty good idea of what I'm going to be doing, but I want to just, if there's any thing that, you guys want to hear specifically, obviously that would be ideal to gear content towards people that, are vocal about it.
Definitely. But speaking of surveys, we also did release a form for a 3rd year. And I was surprised by this one too. We got some answers saying we should advertise the show some more. I was just shocked because people are saying, hey, you got your Patreon now. If you have some extra money from it, why don't you put towards advertising? Which, I mean, I've thought about it. I tried it on Facebook, and all that happened was people from like Africa, like all these African countries and Middle Eastern countries were liking the Facebook page.
People like didn't even speak English or anything.
Yeah, we did like a bond giveaway to people who liked the Facebook page on our first episode 5 or something.
Yeah.
And this guy from Russia won, I think. And I didn't want to just say, this guy's definitely not a RuneScape player. So I sent him a message and...
Nothing?
Either nothing or it was something in that their alphabet. I don't know. But anyways, I was shocked to see that because the community we've got going has been unreal. Like, the Discord is super active. I can...
Little too active for my liking.
Start kicking. No, but it's been good. It's sometimes hard to keep up with, but it's great. I love it. Like, I'll come home and just check it and then basically read through all these conversations and people sharing stuff, and it's been unbelievable. So I was surprised people like advertise some more and get it more out there. I guess it couldn't hurt us, but
yeah,
we got a good thing going, I would say. Anyways, a little bit of a change of pace. I've been giving a shout out to people who have been as one of our rewards, and I would kind of just say for that week, everyone who pledged that reward and higher, but I feel like that wasn't intimate enough. You kind of just like throwing all these people together. Hey, thanks guys. You know what I mean? So I'm going to go back and I'm going to just give you one shout out every week. Unless for some reason we get like 1,000 people one week. Then it's going to be a long episode going through those names. Anyways, our pledge of the week is from Antoine. So I want to say thank you so much for pledging and helping us with the show. You're directly funding us and allowing us to continue doing this without having to worry about the bills and all that jazz. So thank you, Antoine, but also thank you to everyone else who pledged for us and supported us, because it's a huge load off our shoulders, and we can actually start looking at other things that maybe we want to do with the show. You know what I mean? Maybe a website in the future. I don't know. Would that be useful? I don't know. I don't really know. Anyways, now we're going to move on to, the ending of the show, the podcast stuff, all that, the good jargon. I've been mentioning for the past couple weeks now, and I mentioned at the beginning of the show that we had a drop party this weekend where that was provided by Omnicide, provided over 100 mil worth of items, but also Kerpeth also pitched in 3 mil of items during the drop party as well. And they allowed us to provide for this event, and we had a great turnout. There was a ton of people who showed up wearing some purpley looking clothing. It was awesome. So we had that going on. Did some peeking afterwards, which was a lot of fun as well. And yeah, we have a Google form out there. It's just a survey. You can fill it out. You don't have to give any information. At least I hope. I don't think so. I turned off the needing an email account to sign in. But we're going to leave that running for at least a month. And it's for ways for you guys to give us feedback on how we can progress with the next year of the show, ways we can improve, and we're getting some good feedback. Things like other ideas for maybe segments or bonus episodes, and things like improving on basically our rambles. Sometimes we go in circles. Just skip over that Runefest part.
Yeah. Maybe we have to move that section somewhere.
And yeah, things like the schedule when we release. Unfortunately, it's going to be weird figuring that one out, because normally we would record on a Sunday, and then I would spend the next, always turned out to be 3 days editing it, because I only had a couple hours after work to actually do it, and it takes quite a bit of time to actually go through and edit it all. It takes me let's say it takes me about an hour to get together, and then it usually takes me about double the length, sometimes triple the length, to go through and cut out some silence breaks, make all the audio sync up, because before we were recording, Deagin was at another city, which caused sometimes lag to happen, and even though we sounded fine when we were talking, when I got the file, it would overlap and things like that. But yeah, sometimes it takes me like 3 times the length of the episode. And then to actually upload it, 1 to 2 hours, depending on my internet, because I gotta sit there and wait for it to upload twice to get all the audio levels fixed. Anyways, not super important, but usually came out on Wednesday just because I didn't have the time to actually get it out sooner. Now that my schedule's a little bit more unorthodox, I guess, where I have some days completely off that I can actually sit down and get it out right away. I don't have to spend 3 days working on it. I can spend 1 day working on it. But the downfall is, Deagin's working part-time, I'm working part-time, which means sometimes I'm working in the mornings, sometimes he's working in the afternoons, which means we don't have any time to record. And of today's date, we're recording like 2 days later than normal. But hopefully we can get it so that we're releasing it as soon as possible. So it's not coming out on a Wednesday, a day before the next update's coming out, right? Unfortunately, though, we just haven't had the resources to get it out sooner. Anyways, if you want to fill that out, it is on Facebook, Twitter, and Discord. It'll probably take you a few minutes, but it does help out with the show. I think that's it. So now we get to drop all that good information. If you want to hang out with us in-game, our clan chat is WildCC. Our Facebook is facebook.com/The Wilderness Podcast. We also opened up a closed group for it. I got to do some work on that. I thought a Facebook page was a group, and then I looked at the group. Somebody mentioned that to me, and it turns out groups are kind of more optimal for discussions and setting up events, so I got that going. Our Twitter is @TheWildernessRS, and our Discord is posted on both of those. Oh, and email is thewilderness.podcast@gmail.com. Deagin.
Twitch and Twitter, Deagin RS.
Nice. A little bit of a change in speed for that one.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Do you have a song of the week to request?
Nope. Can't think of any. Maybe Fanfare. Go with a classic.
Fanfare it is. So Fanfare is a music track that is unlocked in Falador. This track unlocks in the Falador Castle. Oh, we just played this one a few weeks ago.
Oh, did we?
We're doing Sea Shanty too.
Okay, let's do that then. Let's get a little cultured up in here.
And I cannot believe there is no musical breakdown of this one, no music analysis. Sea Shanty 2 is a music track that is unlocked in Port Sarum. It was composed by Ian Taylor. With that being said, it's time for us to get on out of here. So thanks so much for listening, guys. Next week, as we continue our venture into the 100s with episode 102.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Have a good one, guys.
Later, Gators.